Hello, hi darlings. It's the 4th of January 2026. I'm going to talk about Queen band members. Although we all know who this is. Look, it is the case with Queen, much similar to INXS, that you've got Michael Hutchence. And everyone else kind of becomes invisible, which is the scenario, the case with Queen. Now, Queen, my history with Queen is, I needed to make this video. I decided that I was going to make it. Now, Freddie Mercury, right, and Brian May, I know who Brian May. As for the rest of the band, who are kind of, so there's Roger Taylor, there's John Deacon. So like you've got Brian May, you've got Roger Taylor, who I suppose I sort of realised that he was in Queen. Now, before I get to my point, so what happened was Freddie Mercury had a lot of charisma, and some people consider Freddie Mercury to be one of the best front men of all time, and Queen fans would certainly think of him as maybe the best. I'm just saying what Queen fans would think. So I'm not really going to talk about Queen albums or anything like that. I partially grew up with Queen, partially meaning that, how do I explain this? That I would see Queen clips on Rage. This is a slice in. How interesting did I think Freddie Mercury was? It's because the other day I realised that Queen gave me anxiety. Every time I see, Richard Wilkins didn't play Queen very often on MTV. It was on Rage that I saw Queen, and I was like, oh, Queen again. They didn't really stand out to me. I was like, ugh. And never took an active interest in them. I realised now Freddie Mercury only just caught my attention. The other guys were invisible, didn't like their sound. Queen gave me anxiety. I just was not interested. Yeah, not interested. And I would, occasionally they'd have Queen clips on MTV and on video hits, and I thought, they're interesting, but I never went and got a Queen album. I never did anything like that. I did end up buying Queen Greatest Hits Part 2, I think it was. I think I went Part 2. I think I may have listened to it once. And then you had Wayne's World sometime in the 1990s. Should I look this up for reference? But Wayne's World, Party Time, excellent. Fucking hated that movie. Mid-90s? No, 92. Okay. And I never sought out Queen albums at the library. I never sort of like, oh, who's Queen? Like, but they were always on sort of around me, but I never voluntarily listened to them. And Queen have a very particular sound. And so the years go by. I never had the urge to buy a Queen album ever, apart from the Queen Greatest Hits Part 2. And I think I listened to it twice. And because I was fully involved with Guns N' Roses, my sentimental favourite band, Guns N' Roses. And actually, in about 1999, I think that Axl got Brian May to do parts on Chinese Democracy. And at the time I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't want Axl to have a Queen sound though. And Roy Thomas Baker was involved at one point, and then Roy Thomas Baker said, Axl, I think you want something from elsewhere. I got a split. Can't do this anymore. Thank goodness. And so, as the years progressed onwards, I became less interested in Queen. Completely less interested. I attempted to listen to a couple of the studio albums, like Is a Day at the Races, and a couple of, let's look up Queen albums. Here we go, look at this. Night at the Opera, which Day at the Races, oh jeez, gives me the wobblies. Now, in regard of, so I never, I think it was once in like 2011, and I was like, 12, and I thought, maybe I should hit A Day at the Races, and I was like, and then maybe I should a night, I think I tried A Night at the Opera, and I was like, and I never connected to Queen. I just never connected to Queen and that sound. And then I had a realization, literally last week, this is what happens in the car. This is what happens in the car when we're driving. Any U2 song, the band U2, come on the radio instantly gets changed. Can't stand U2. And the moment I hear a bar of them on the radio in the car, the channel gets, we can't reach for the station changer quick enough. Any Queen song that comes on in the car, we change the channel instantly. And it was a few days ago, I said, I can't stand Queen. I just don't like them, period. I do not like Queen. I don't like their sound. And I also don't think that Freddie Mercury is a standout frontman. He was interesting in interviews. His personal life, when he talked about it, was interesting, and he seemed interesting for that. And I just realised that I've never liked Queen or their sound. Never liked them. Never. There was a period of time where I thought I appreciated them. Queen, up there in my top 3 least favourite bands of all time. Cannot handle, and also because of, I just like Queen because of Bohemian Rhapsody. That song. I cannot listen to any Queen song because of that song. And I don't want to listen to it. Any time a Queen song comes on that radio in the car, instantly change the channel. Can't handle it, don't want to do it. And I think that Bohemian, that song kind of ruined it for everyone. I think I saw Wayne's World, didn't like it. I think everyone raved about it at the time. I saw it, I was like, and tried to get into that scene where they're all, and I was like, this feels stupid. I've never watched it since, because the rest of the cinema were getting into it, and I was like, and I attempted to watch it, Wayne's World again when it came on VHS, and I was like, I'm not understanding this. I don't get it, I don't care. And I don't care about Queen. I've never ever, I've realised that I've just never ever been interested, never been a fan, never been appreciative of Queen. And they have a very particular sound which I'm not attracted to at all. And that's my take on Queen. And I thought, I'm going to make a video about this. And every time I attempted to get into Queen, it's like, it has this Just have this particular sound which I am not attracted to in any way. It gives me the wobbles. It's like, I hear Queen, I'm like, oh, that's Queen. That's unmistakably Queen. And it's like, no. So yes, that's my take on Queen. Never liked the Queen. And I've done this a couple of times recently. I switched the radio station in the car, turn the car on, and Live and Let Die is on. Guns N' Roses' Live and Let Die, which is a cut by Paul McCartney, but the volume goes up. The volume goes up. And then they said, what did they say? We've got Guns coming up, we've got Guns N' Roses coming up. I was like, and everyone was like, locked up at the play, and I'm like, yesterday's. And they played yesterday's. And they played yesterday's a few times. Oh, Guns N' Roses, my Appetite came out, and Appetite changed my life. That's a whole other thing, which I have covered that. I think I've spoken about it on Midnight Charlie special. Not that it's complicated, but it kind of is. The Queen, yeah, no, not at all. I feel like all the Queen fans at the moment are banging their fists at... Are you into Queen? Because I can't stand them. Okay. Oh, and Freddie Mercury is not the stand-up frontman of all time. Probably Sebastian Bach is fantastic. We saw Sebastian Bach at the Enmore Theatre a month ago. Brilliant, fantastic. And yeah, anyway, Queen, no.